This podcast is sponsored by nobody. Hey dudes, welcome to Splat from the Past, the only 80s themed horror sci-fi show where things can get totally radical. Now today I will be welcoming Hope Hickli, aka Alison Diver. She was one of the campers in the beloved Bill Murray summer camp cult classic Meatballs, celebrating its 45th anniversary. She played Carla, and it's going to be great to have her on the show today to deep dive the 45th anniversary of that classic movie. And she's now many things. I mean, she's an author. She does work for video games. She's worked for Disney and Pixar. She's done political speech writing, all this stuff. And it's going to be great to have her on today. I can't wait. She seems very nice. We've been corresponding in DM lately, and I cannot wait. Today is National Wiggle Your Toes Day. One of my favorite things to do in the entire world is wiggle my toes. Hell, I've made it into an exercise because it's the only exercise I can do without being in pain. It's just so simple, and we all do it, as you know. So I'm going to bring that up to her as well, and I am just so friggin' lucky. I am just lucky every day. So yeah, here is my interview with Hope Hickli, aka Alison Diver.
Hello.
Hey Hope, welcome to the show. How are you today?
I am well, thank you. How are you?
I am fabulous. I can't tell you what a great honor this is. Thank you so much for taking the time today.
Hey, it's an honor for me too. Thank you. I'm
Not,
amazed you found me with the multitude of names I have.
yeah. Yep, I'm very resourceful. I can find a lot of people. So, going back in time, how old were you when you were cast in Meatballs?
Oh God. I was, I think, 14.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, you looked anywhere between 13 and 16. I felt. Were you a regular?
Yeah.
Were you a regular attendee at that summer camp?
No, I wasn't. I was one of those. I think when you had Jack Bloom on, he talked about the casting call that went out in Toronto.
Mm-hmm.
And I was one of the people who responded to the call.
Oh, nice. So, had you done school plays or community theater before that? Any kind of acting experience?
I had, yeah, I kind of grew up in a bit of a showbiz family. My father had been an actor in Montreal around the time when Bill Shatner and Christopher Plummer were coming up.
Wow.
Yeah, and so he wanted to be a Shakespearean actor. When I came along, he kind of gave that up for a more stable day job. But he continued to do a lot of community theater. My mom did community theater. She did bit parts in TV shows that were shot in Toronto. So yeah, the three of us, my parents and I, did a lot of community theater, and I wanted to go into acting at the time. So yeah, I was excited.
Nice. Wow. So, God, he came up with Shatner and Plumber. That is so amazing.
It is amazing. And I won't digress too much, but the way the story goes, he had auditioned for a big role, and he was heading to England to teach drama, and he was kind of waiting for a response and figured he didn't get the part, and so he jumped on, at the time, a big freighter. And when he got to the other side, he found out he'd gotten the part, and that was kind of it. He thought that was his big break, and he kind of missed it. So, yeah, so they were really happy that I was pursuing acting.
Oh, that's so awesome. So, you were there with hundreds of other girls, I can imagine.
I was, and as it happened, someone who had done a show, semi-professional show with my mom, was friends with Jack Bloom, and was over at his house, as I understood it, and was looking at the short list.
Mm-hmm.
And my name was there, and he said, "Hey, I know her," and so the rest is history. So.
Yeah. Did you audition for Ivan Reitman?
I don't think he was at the. I must have had a callback. I actually remember like the original casting call, and there were so many of us. I must have had a callback. I don't remember if I auditioned for Ivan. I actually think I met him on set, as I recall.
Oh, okay. Now, did you know who Bill Murray was yet?
Oh my God. Yeah, Saturday Night Live was our weekly ritual at home. So yeah, I was very starstruck. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, Saturday Night Live was riding high with him and Belushi and Gilda as the primary not ready for primetime players cast members.
Yeah.
And I
Yeah.
and I believe Animal House came out that weekend that you guys started filming, or maybe the week before.
Oh, did it? Okay. I thought it came after. I didn't know it came before. Wow.
Because let's see, the IMDb said filming started on August 7th of '78. I think Animal House came out. Um, I think maybe the 6th, maybe July 28th. It's always been iffy, the release date of Animal House.
Okay. Yeah. I will. Yeah. Wow.
Yeah. Bill does, oh my God, his college DJ character whenever he talks over the PA system, and I can imagine that he did a lot of improv on this movie.
Yeah, he did. I remember when we were shooting the "It Just Doesn't Matter" scene,
Mhm.
and there were a lot of takes, and he improvised pretty much every take. And when you see us responding, we're laughing our heads off, and it was because he would just give us a new line every time. He was brilliant that way.
Yeah, like every movie he's ever done, the best scenes in the movie are the scenes that he improvised dialogue. Like when he did Little Shop of Horrors, when he's loving the pain that he's receiving, it was not on the page. He improvised all of that.
Is that right? Oh my God.
Oh
Not
yeah,
surprising.
yeah, he's that brilliant.
He really is, yeah.
It,
And especially for a scene like that one where, you've got a bunch of extras, and if he had just like, by 10 takes,
mhm.
it would have been hard to get the reaction that Ivan needed from us without him having improvised.
Yeah, he's got so many great lines, like when he's at the dance and he says to Kate Lynch, "Is that perfume, or are you expecting an assassination attempt?"
Oh man, yeah,
That's a great typical Bill line.
it
Did,
is.
did you get along well with Ruth Rennie and the rest of the girls?
Yeah, we did. Yeah, it's funny. Ruth was kind of I was a introverted, and I was cast as the nerdy kid, and I
Mhm.
guess I was kind of nerdy. And there were a couple of scenes that were supposed to be Carla scenes, and I was just like too nervous to do them. So Ruth actually stepped in and took over a couple of the scenes. She did, for example, the one where she's standing on the table, and that was supposed to be me, and I was like, yeah, there's no way I'm gonna do that. And then the scene where I get a home run,
Mhm.
I was actually supposed to hit the ball and do a home run, run a home run, and they kept telling me over and over, don't hit the camera, don't hit the camera, and I'm like, so she actually ended up, I think I was on second or third base, and still slid into home base, but yeah, so she was great.
Yeah, she was perfect. I mean, she makes the announcement that Liza finally got her period, and
Yeah,
it's only natural that she was going to do that cafeteria scene as well. She was just the perfect smartass.
yeah, 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 yeah.
Yeah, you had a couple of great lines in there when the one girl, she asked you if you smuggled cigarettes. You said, "Mom had a shit fit."
Yes, yes. Yeah, it was great. I remember also, I really wasn't aware that I was supposed to be the nerd. In fact, when I showed up on set,
Hmm.
naive me, I think I just gotten my braces off, and I just gotten contact lenses, and I was like feeling good, and I thought, and I showed up on my first day, and Ivan looked at me and he said, where are your glasses? And I said, well, I'm wearing contacts. And he said, you got to go get your glasses. And I remember going back to my cabin and just at that moment realizing, okay, I'm the nerd. I had not realized, but I embraced it after that.
Yeah. Yeah. Do you know whatever happened to Ruth Rennie? Because I'm surprised she didn't continue on.
No, I think I stayed. I bumped into or crossed paths with Heather Priest, who played Patty,
Yeah.
who was the one when Jack Bloom his flies undone. I stayed in touch with her a little bit and lost touch. I've been trying to hunt them down because I'd love to reconnect with Valerie, Ruth, and Heather. Yeah, so if you find them, let me know.
I think by this point you're like the last one I could find from the movie. I did find Cindy Gerling on a Facebook. I sent her a DM recently, but she hasn't been on for a long time, so I don't think she'll respond. But let's see. There's hope.
Yeah. Well, the one person who's still very active and does a lot of voice work is Hadley Kay. Have you talked to him?
He turned me down years ago, and I was
okay.
I was a little heartbroken because he was Darkheart in the Care Bears movies, and I loved those. And in this movie, he had one of my favorite lines when one of the girls says, "Crockett is cute." He says, "Crockett can't play basketball worth a shit."
Oh yeah, that's right. Wow, you know these by heart. That's amazing.
Yeah, this and so many movies.
Wow.
So yeah, in addition to Jack, though, I talked to Christine DeBelle when I first started the podcast, and I didn't want to bring that one up because the audio was so shitty. I was afraid you were going to go find it. And
you know what? Someone did find it for me, and I agreed. I actually couldn't make out most of what she said, but I did listen to the Jack one, and it was great to hear him.
Oh, thank you. Yeah, I've tried to get Christine back and stuff, but she does like every podcast only once. She's known for that, apparently. But she was a force of nature, and she was so funny, and she made me laugh. I remember she told me in email not to bring up the X-rated Alice in Wonderland movie she did because she's talked about it so much and stuff. And I told her this funny story in email that I wanted to tell her about how when I was 7 years old, the guy at the video store who was brand new, we knew all the guys who worked at the video store by name, but this guy was new. He gave me and my 70-year-old grandmother, I was 7 at the time.
Oh my God.
He gave us that tape, and I only saw the first 10 minutes before the nudity started. And years later, when she's telling me not to bring it up, I was like, I didn't even know that existed. And then when I Google what the White Rabbit looked like, I was like, I remember that White Rabbit. Oh my God, I'm disgusted that guy sold that movie to a 7-year-old and a 70-year-old.
Oh God, I have not seen that movie. She continued to work for a while, didn't she?
Oh, yes. She worked with Jackie Chan on his first American movie, The Big Brawl.
Oh, wow.
God, she did a lot of stuff, yeah. And now she's been doing a lot of independent films. The last few years, she's been making a comeback. I asked her what AL stood for, and she said, anything you want it to be. And I said, the only thing I could think of is a quickie after lunch.
Right. And what did she say?
I think she just giddily giggled or something like that.
Right. Yeah.
How was working with Chris Makepeace?
He was a sweetie. He was, and he was brand new to it. He was just, I think the beauty of that, and as I understand it, he didn't have as big a role during the shoot, and then when they were watching the dailies or watching a rough cut, they decided to amp up his role in it, and Bill just had a way of bringing out something in Chris, and it was a beautiful actually relationship, and I think it was pretty genuine too.
It was so sweet, whether it's the diner scene with the French fries and the milkshake, or the part which
is clearly improv.
Yeah, it looked completely improv. Also, the scene where they're playing cards for peanuts.
Yes, yeah. Yeah. Yeah, Bill was super sweet. He had us, the four of us, the four girls. He had us to his cottage to take us water skiing.
Nice.
And I think my dad was visiting too. I think my dad was there, and yeah, he just made an effort. And I remember I was, cold and shivering, and he gave me one of his sweaters, and it literally went down to my knees. He was a big guy, and I was not. But yeah, he was like very, very sweet to us, and really sort of, he didn't need to be, but he was.
Yeah, that's great. Yeah, Chris, he did My Bodyguard a year later, and then he became an icon. And I people are always asking me if I've ever met him or encountered him. I was like, nobody knows where he is now because he would bring in crowds if he did the autograph shows because he's
Wow.
loved by a lot of people.
Yeah, I was looking for him too. I couldn't find him. I'd love to find him.
Yeah, I had no idea. He did a TV movie up in Canada around this time with Leslie Donaldson. Do you know her?
The name is familiar.
She was around your age group. She played Michael Douglas's daughter in the movie Running.
Oh, okay. Oh, wow. Okay.
Yeah, she worked with him around that time too. And she said she would love to get in touch with him and doesn't even know where he's at. So yeah,
Yeah. Yeah. I guess he just kind of, yeah, after he did The Bodyguard, is it My Bodyguard or Bodyguard?
my bodyguard. The
My
bodyguard
Bodyguard.
was Kevin Costner.
Oh, right. Right. Yeah. Okay. Um, yeah, I'm trying to think what else he did. He just did kind of fade away after a little bit, didn't he?
Yeah, he did Vamp, which was a vampire movie that I really love.
Oh,
Yeah. Harvey Akin, who later got known for Cagney and Lacey, he was great playing that camp counselor who wakes up, in the lake, in that bed.
yes. Yes. Yeah, he was great. And he also did a lot of voiceover work for years, commercials and stuff. So I remembered hearing his voice throughout my adolescence.
Yeah, I remember he did voices for the heavy metal cartoon.
Mm, mm. Yeah, and a couple of commercials too. A furniture store, as it happens. Yeah.
Yeah, and the relationship between Bill Murray and Kate Lynch is very unique. I was thinking about recently because she doesn't look like the other girls there. She's dark haired, kind of
Yeah.
tomboyish. I think it's a testament to Tripper's character because he's got all these underage blonde girls that want to get with him and everything, but yet he likes this girl who looks completely the opposite of they do.
Hmm.
It's like he's taking quality over quantity.
Yeah. 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 No, that was nice casting. I really appreciated that too, and did as I grew older for sure.
Yeah, and she had a pretty good career after this too.
Hmm. And her partner's an actor too.
Oh, who's her partner?
Oh God, I knew you were going to ask me that. What is his name? He was on Star Trek Next Gen. Um, Seth, I want to say Seth. I have to look it up.
Is it Brett Spiner?
No, not Brett Spiner. Um, yeah, Kate Lynch. I'm going to look it up right now as we're
Hmm.
talking. Husband, it is. Um, okay, it's not coming fast. You can keep talking, and
It's okay.
Saul Rubinek. Saul Rubinek.
Oh, Saul Rubinek, he's so talented.
Yeah,
He
yeah.
he does Henry Kissinger very well.
Oh, does he?
Yeah, there was this comedy that came out in the late '90s. It was a what if story. What if two hippie girls were deep throated in Watergate? It was called Dick, and he played Henry Kissinger in it.
Oh, wow. Yeah, he's been in everything. I mean, he's had a huge career.
The Meatballs poster, has Bill surrounded by all those hot girls at camp. There's an onset still that the poster was based on, where Cindy Gerling has her finger in Bill's belly button.
Oh, is that right?
Yeah,
In the poster or in one version of the poster?
in the on-set still version of that picture. Yeah,
Oh, you're kidding. Really? Oh my
they took a
God.
couple of them, and that was the one that stood out for me.
Yeah. Wow. I did not see that.
Yeah, Paramount really cashed in on the summer camp movie craze because they did Little Darlings the next year, and then they did
Mm,
the first Friday the 13th. I guess they saw how Americana summer camp was, you know.
mm-hmm, mm-hmm. Yeah, it's amazing that it was the hit that it was, you know? Such a small film, really.
Yeah, they even had a Charlie Brown movie that was summer camp, Race for Your Life, Charlie Brown. That's my favorite
Oh,
one.
wow.
Yeah.
Huh.
And they made sequels that were in name only. Did you see any of them?
You know, I should, but I just knew they were probably not so great. How were they? Did you saw them?
I've seen all four of them. I'll be honest with you, the second one is the best out of all of them. I tell
Mm.
people it's far superior to the first one because it's got all these iconic people in it. It's got Pee Wee Herman and Richard Mulligan and John Larroquette, and the background I know for that movie is that it was called Space Kid because there's an alien in the movie, and it was originally
What?
yeah, and it was originally rated R, and they cut all the nudity out and kept a lot of the vulgar jokes in, but it's PG. When TriStar Pictures bought it, and they said let's call it Meatballs 2 because you know Meatballs is hot right now. And then the
Wow.
third one was Canadian. They had Shannon Tweed and Isabel Mahias, who I've interviewed.
Wow.
Sally Kellerman was in that one, and then four, which is the worst of all of them, has Corey Feldman in it.
Oh, wow. Wow. So the second one, is it a summer camp movie? Are
Yeah,
any of the original casts
yeah,
in it?
not the original cast, but it is a summer camp movie. It was shot in Santa Barbara, and yeah, all those icons are in it. And it was just called Space Kid, and then they changed the title to Meatballs Part Two just because it sold. You know,
Yeah. Wow. I guess I should watch it.
it's really funny. It's on YouTube and Tubi and all of that stuff.
Hmm.
I tell people to go check it out. Tell my listeners about the gift Bill gave you that you sent me that picture of.
Yeah, like this was just another example. I found him just kind of quiet, kind of shy when he wasn't on. You know, he was just a sweet guy. And again, at the end of the shoot, he presented each of us, the four of us girls, with a little ceramic. I'm looking at it right now. Mine was a little ceramic bear, incredibly 70s. And as it happens, my place here that I'm living in right now in Victoria, BC, is was built in '78, as
Mhm.
it happens, and so I've been kind of embracing the kind of '70s vibe, and I've got this little ceramic bear in a place of honor from Bill.
Wow, yeah, it looked really good. It was like
Yeah.
it was like an antique store thing, you know.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Yeah, it was a special time. I mean, I'm really just lucky that it all fell into place, and you know that I saw the ad in the Toronto Star, and that my mom's friend knew Jack Bloom and kind of said, "Oh, you know, she's good." So yeah,
Did you guys have like a rap party or a screening of it?
we did. We had a screening in Toronto. I don't remember the wrap party. I mean, I was kind of on the cusp of being, you know, looking in like a kid in a candy store wanting to party with the older people, but not quite old enough.
Yeah.
There must have been a wrap party, but yeah, I remember the premiere for sure.
You and the girls must have had a lot of locker room talk on that set, and it was probably just authentic to the movie.
Yeah, yeah. I remember one time there was a campfire. I don't remember who from the cast and crew was there, but you know, people were drinking. We weren't. We were appointed a guardian. There was a
Hmm.
guardian for the four of us, and think I think the younger kids must have had a parent there, like the really young ones.
Hmm.
Um, and someone passed around a joint, I remember, and I had a puff. And the next day, ooh, I just, you know, like the guardian was there. They called my parents up. They, you know, gave me a very stern talking to. So we were pretty well kept from, you know, that kind of thing, which
Oh,
was, yeah. which we weren't too happy about at the time.
Yeah. So after that movie, did you decide you just didn't want to pursue acting?
I kind of did. I took voice lessons singing for 15 years. I really wanted to do musical theater and was still doing bits and pieces of, mostly just amateur theater. In university, I don't know if you know Don McKellar, the filmmaker, an actor and director.
Sounds familiar.
He did the Red Violin. He's just come out with a series, I think on HBO Max, about the Vietnam War. Anyway, he's a Canadian filmmaker.
Okay.
We were in university together. We were doing shows. And then I ended up getting a job, always kind of adjacent to the industry. I worked at the CBC for 7 years.
Yeah.
In their international TV sales. And then I ended up here working for Disney as a producer and writer in their interactive division.
Yeah. I wanted to ask about that. You were doing like video games?
Yeah, we would do anytime a movie came out, and at the time I think it was Monsters Inc. and Toy Story 2 and Treasure Planet and Hercules, and we would do spin-off games, and they were, a lot of them were semi-educational. They called them edutainment. Some of them were adventure games, stuff like that. So yeah, we would fly down to LA for the voice sessions, but we were based here in BC, which was pretty amazing. So yeah, I did that, and eventually took work as Disney closed our studio, and then I eventually took work as a speechwriter for the government here, and did that for a long time. And right now, I left that job, and I am working on becoming a screenwriter.
Oh wow, that is so awesome! But did you know then though that the Pixar was like the wave of the future as far as animation goes?
Yeah. I mean, the quality was so good, and when Monsters Inc. came, when we were conceptualizing the Monsters Inc. adventure game, we had to actually go down to Pixar and pitch our concept to Pete Docter and the crew there. So that was pretty exciting. It's an amazing place. I mean, I remember it was the height of Monsters Inc. And, the campus is huge and everybody's got their little scooters and it's crazy. And you'd go walk in a hallway and there's just all kinds of art related to Monsters Inc. And people are just doing art for the joy of doing art on top of the work that they're doing on the film. And yeah, it's an amazing place.
Yeah, that I remember when I saw Wall-E in the theater years ago with my ex-girlfriend. We were just blown away. It was just like, God, this is amazing. This I mean, we just knew then that it was just going to keep going, and just there's going to be so much Pixar movies that they were going to be, the go-to wave of the future as far as CGI goes.
Yeah, they're amazing. And I think I was a bit worried Disney was involved even when they were still Pixar and not attached to, or not owned by Disney. And when they acquired them, I thought, they're gonna lose and they're gonna change, and they haven't. And it's just, I just saw Inside Out 2, and it's a beautiful movie.
Oh, that's awesome. Yeah, I wonder what direction they're going to go in now, with all the craziness surrounding AI that's going on.
Yeah, I hope they continue to do what they do. They do it so beautifully.
Yeah, a few years ago, I talked to the legendary animator Phil Roman, who did How the Grinch Stole Christmas and the Charlie Brown Christmas specials and stuff. He told me he hasn't been a fan of CGI or any of that stuff. He says there's nothing like a paint and brush, and it brought a tear to my eye when he said that, because I totally agreed. But it's amazing what they do. I admire it.
Yeah. I mean, Yeah, I mean, at least right now, AI is pretty obviously AI, and just with the recent writer's strike in Hollywood, and
Hmm.
AI was a major topic there, and I mean, I know it's inevitable, but at the same time, it would be a shame if it kind of demolished careers.
Hmm. So what sparked the name change?
Yeah. Being 20 something, I Hope is my middle name.
Hmm.
And as I was kind of leaving home and becoming a young adult, I just wanted to establish my own identity. And so I adopted my middle name, and then Hickli was my married name. I'm divorced now, but Hickli was my married name. And I don't know, Hope Diver sounds a bit porn, so I didn't really want to use that. So
I love it.
Hope Hickli it is.
I love it.
Yeah.
That's so awesome. Yeah, that didn't occur to me. Hope Diver. That would be a perfect porn name. Yeah, I mean, I started going by. At first, I was going by Tom after I got out of high school because my nickname growing up was TJ, and then when I started
Mm.
doing stand up, I went by Tommy, and I've been Tommy ever since.
Yeah, it's great. It's an approachable name. It's a great name.
Thank you, thank you. Today is National Wiggle Your Toes Day, which is a internet holiday. Do you like to wiggle your toes?
Oh, I think I do that subconsciously. I never do it consciously. Is it a thing? I guess it is.
Yeah, well, I think we all do it unconsciously. It's just something you can't avoid. But to make it a point to just lay down on your bed and just feel free to wiggle your toes. It's a very sensational feeling, I feel.
I think I'll try that in therapy or something and see what. Yeah, because I stretch a lot, but I don't do that. Interesting.
Yeah, it's like the only exercise I've been able to do without pain since I've recovered from my accident, and
Oh
so
no.
I just I just wiggle my toes. I actually have a video on my Instagram that I posted, I think back in March, where I'm wiggling my toes for 30 seconds, and a lot of people like it, especially the tan lines I had on my feet.
Wow, international wave. Wow. Okay, and that's today.
Yeah, I keep track of all the internet holidays that just suit my quirkiness. So let's play my secret silly game. This is a series of silly slumber party questions. It's no win or lose hope. It's just pure fun. And
Okay.
how the game works is I ask you the question, you answer it, and then you ask me that exact same question and I answer it. And feel free to comment on the answers because they might be funny.
Okay, I'm ready. I'm ready.
Okay, Hope, are you ticklish?
Absolutely. Are you ticklish, Tommy?
Yes, if you tickle me without warning, though, I might hit you in the groin.
Okay, good to know.
Yes, you gotta warn me first. Is your belly button an innie or an outie?
It's an innie. Is your belly button an innie or an outie?
It is also an innie.
Okay. What does that mean? Does that mean anything?
The closest to anything I know is that I read an article years ago saying that if your belly button is a deep innie, it means you're kind, considerate, compassionate, and generous, and you'll live longer. For the outies, I don't know.
Okay, I'm a deep innie then.
Yep, same here. What color are your toenails painted?
Oh my God, funny you should ask. I just had them done yesterday. So they are a resplendent red, coppery red.
Oh, I'm so jealous.
You too can do it.
Mm-hmm. Mine are clear coated right now.
Oh well, good for you.
Yeah, I do them. I used to get them done professionally, but inflation has gone up so high, I don't do it no more. I avoid it.
Yes, yes.
What would you say is your best personality trait?
Ooh, hmm. Um, that's a hard one. I don't know. I would say that I am kind.
You are kind.
Thank you. And what would you say is your best personality trait?
I have empathy and I have no filter.
Ah, nice.
I'm a
That's a
Gem.
good combo.
I'm a Gemini.
Me too.
Oh, you are? When's your birthday?
The 18th of June. You?
Mine is June 6th.
Okay.
I have the same day.
Yeah.
I have the same day as Freddie Krueger, Robert Englund, and
Oh God.
you have the same day as Paul McCartney.
I do. Yeah.
If you could have anything named after you, what would it be?
Oh, wow. Um, wow, that's a hard one too. Um, I would say some kind of food. I love food, so some kind of dish.
Yeah, I love
Yeah,
food too.
yeah. How about you? If you could have something named after you.
A vibrator.
Ah, ooh, clever, clever.
Yes, I would call it the Tommy Chatsy.
Chompy Chatsy. Well, you could make that happen.
Yeah, someone told me that you could actually have your name engraved on a vibrator. I'm thinking of doing that.
Yeah, do it.
And then my favorite question, is there a stinky smell that just makes you gag?
Uh, wow, I must have some weird gene because as a kid growing up in Ontario, there were a lot of skunks. And
Ooh,
here in BC, we don't have skunks, but we do have skunk weed, which smells very skunky. And of course, weed smells very skunky.
yep.
And I love the smell of skunk, which is so weird. I know it's weird.
Yeah.
Like I inhale, my nostrils flare, and I just can't get enough of it. But something that makes me gag, some kind of stinky cheeses are kind of gross.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. And what about you? What smells make you gag?
Cheeses are popular. For me, it's either farts or feet.
Ah, feet. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, maybe it's a childhood memory thing that you like the smell of skunk. Maybe it's that, it's not uncommon that smells, even if they're bad ones, they remind people of their childhood.
Yes, that is true. That is true. Yeah, and yet, I've also got the anti cilantro gene. I can't stand
Uh,
cilantro.
I
Cilantro.
I can't either. We have tacos here frequently at the house, and like I can't have cilantro, but everyone else does.
And what does it smell like to you if you had to describe it or taste like?
Ah, well, I don't taste it. I just don't like the smell. I don't know. It's just bad. That's all I can describe it as.
Mm-hmm.
So, do you have anything else upcoming you'd like to mention?
Let me think. I'm just working on the screenwriting craft right now, and I'm working on a couple of features and hoping to kind of work at carving out a what, sixth, seventh, eighth career.
Hmm.
So yeah, that's what I'm up to.
What kind of genre do you like to write?
I thought it would be adaptation drama. My first was a pilot, a drama pilot, biographical period,
Hmm.
and but now I'm writing a comedy, and I'm just absolutely loving it. So this is a comedy feature I'm writing, and so yeah, I don't know. Probably I'd gravitate towards adaptation
Hmm.
and drama, but who knows?
You are funny, so I imagine the script will be hilarious,
Oh, well, thank you.
and when it gets made, you'll have the best actors to perform it.
Oh, I hope so. God, I hope so.
Hope, thank you so much for coming on today. This was so much fun, and I gotta say, you grew up to be so pretty.
Oh, thank you.
Yes, and I hope your screenplays sell and they get successful, and that you'll have another successful career there. And I hope you have a great rest of your day, rest of your summer, and be safe out there.
Thank you. You too. Thanks so much.
Thank you so much. Bye bye.
Okay, bye.
Well, there you have it. Hope Hickli. Ain't she a sweetheart? Oh my God, what a sweet lady. I am so glad that we got to talk today. She is so fun, and she's never lost that childlike side to her. And I'm glad that she's writing screenplays. And yeah, I look forward to seeing more of Hope Hickli's name in the future. You know, I love Canadian television, Canadian cinema, and I will definitely be keeping an eye out. And she's going to be very successful. I can feel it. Well, until next time, this is Tommy Throwback Kovac saying there's no shame in living in the past because the present sucks. Later, dudes! Are you ready for the summer? Are you ready for the good time?